Good morning, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is a stock chart analysis update video. We're looking at Broadcom, Micron Technologies, NXPI, and Sandisk. All right, we're going to start off here with Broadcom. And haven't changed this scenario. So far, it hasn't validated this scenario. It looks like a broadening top to me. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're right up here. We hit this upper trend line. When did we do that? On the 31st? That was a week ago today. And then what have we done? We've just come back down. Now, this does look a little bit like a little bit of a flag or something that might be forming here. So it's going to be interesting to see, what kind of action. It's not unusual to get, a fifth point and then you pull back, get a 5, what we call a 5A, and then we roll over. So the real key is, do we start to see this roll over? I'm not seeing divergence yet, and we're not seeing it close underneath the 10 to start something, although it's coming back below the 70 line up here. But, I don't put a lot of weight into that. So I like to see divergence, and I like to see it close underneath the 10, which is this blue line. And so far it has nothing. You notice how it trended up like this? Got one close here. That's not really good enough with this setup. But here's where we got 2 closes, and that was a prelude to the down move. So let's see if we start to get that kind of action. The next one we're going to take a look at is Micron Technology. Micron's doing a similar thing, but with a flat horizontal top. Now, this is a form of a broadening top. Now, because it's a broadening top, it's considered to be bearish, but honestly, that means that the supply line at this level, at 35, has got to hold for that to happen. And you just never know. I mean, there is a chance, because you know how you have these types with ascending triangles with a horizontal top and that type of thing. It usually means that the selling pressure is trying to overcome, the buying pressure is trying to overcome the selling pressure. But in this case, because it's broadening, I'm going to put it into the bearish category until proven wrong, until we get a close above 35 here. Then we've got to totally reconsider the scenario. And that's the best situation. Again, not really rolling over. Take a quick glance at the indicators. It's right up in that level. In terms of RSI, is right where it kind of peaked the last couple of times. So that could be interesting if it's a sign. Not seeing it here on DI minus. And the demand index, of course, it hasn't, price-wise, hasn't quite got to where it got here. So can't really say we got anything there. Let me look at that volume. The volume is significantly on this last half of the move. It's well below the 50-day moving average. To me, it's a little sign of weakness. We'll see if it starts to play out. And next one is NXP Semiconductors. Again, same thing. All these semiconductors are doing something very similar. This fifth point has gone above this third point here. So as far as a broadening top scenario, this validates a fifth point. It doesn't have to go up to the line. It may. It doesn't have to. So now again, we've got to look to see, does it start to turn down? So this is just a scenario, to make yourself aware. I'm not willing to, just because I see this, I don't sit back and say, okay, I'm buying puts. No. It hasn't told me it wants to go down yet. When it starts acting like in here, that's starting to tell me it wants to go down. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for in the same scenario here. Sandisk is a little different. Let's back on out of Sandisk here, and I noticed this as I look back. I put it on a weekly chart, and then I'll come back to a daily here real quick. But so I took the peak here in 2000 and the peak in 2000 at the beginning of 2006. Okay, draw dotted lines across, and it's really interesting. And if I look at the wave structure, this looks like a large impulsive wave coming off the 2008 bottom. Looks like 5 waves to me, with a nice strong extended wave 3, 4, 5. Then we got an ABC correction, which was a little bit of a flat. We're now in another impulse move to the upside, which looks like we haven't completed 5 waves yet. So this looks like a 4th wave pullback, which would mean we have a 5th wave to the upside still coming. That's my take. So let's come back to these support lines. Notice how the 2002 high created some resistance in here. I mean, the 2000 high created some resistance right in here, which is amazing. Of course, it wasn't super strong. It, basically did it for one little move here, top, sold off, and then kind of pushed up through it. Now, the 2006 high didn't create anything, but when this pulled back, it pulled back down into this zone, which is now a support zone, and created support down in here. Okay, so now it's coming off of here. To me, we'll watch the wave structure here on the 5th move to help guide us a little bit more, looking for 5 waves. You're going to get 5 waves in this 5th wave, and then we're going to correct. And so to me, the real sign, my first target when I did looking at the wave structure and doing Fibonacci projections, the first target is 110. The next target, if it exceeds 110, which is slightly beyond the top up here, okay? If it exceeds 110, next target's 129. So right now, the real test is, does it push up to this trend line and break through this trend line here, which to me would be a pretty good sign that the correction's over. The thing that's always a caution with once you're into corrective modes, just because we got an ABC doesn't mean this can't morph into something else and become a complex correction. That happens a lot. And then it gets messy and it gets hard to interpret sometimes. So the real key is, do we break through this trend line here and push up to at least 110 and go from there? So that's the scenario on Sandisk. We'll keep watching it right now, looking for an upside move, and which is kind of interesting. So the other 3, I'm looking for them to top out and looking for Sandisk to continue a push. So, all right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. If you felt like the video was helpful, please share it on social media. If you are not a subscriber, subscribe. Just click on the little red box here and you can download the PDF I've got for you, and you get updates on when I have new posts, and you get access to the Trade Ideas webpage. So, all right, this is it. I'll be back on tomorrow with market update and a review of a few more stocks. So have a great Friday, everyone.